Okay, so in this video, I wanted to mention and talk about a couple of things that I think you should know before getting the Insta360 Go 3. This is the black version, but there is also a white version. The reason I picked the black one is because I could use this little pendant under my shirt, and this one is black, as you can see, so if I put this like so, it will be more discreet. That's really the only reason why I got the black one. I think the white one looks cool as well. But there's a couple of things that I think that you should know about this camera before buying it. I think most people should watch this video before buying it because some reviewers, they don't mention these things. So the first thing that I want to mention is low light performance. You know, I give GoPro a lot of shit for not doing good low light performance. Like it's just terrible, like really terrible. Now, this obviously, because it's a very tiny camera, doesn't have the biggest sensor, and obviously the low light performance is not very good. I made a review about this camera and I've explained that the image quality is not this camera's biggest strength, and so you should not get it if the image quality is the most important aspects of your content creation. But I will say though that in low light performance, the image stabilization is actually pretty good, which is weird because you would think that if the image quality is crap, then the image stabilization should also be crap, as it is on the GoPro Heroes. But on this thing, it's actually very good. But the low light performance on this camera is not very good. If you want to get an action camera that has good low light performance, there's really only one option, and that is the Insta360 Ace Pro. That is the one to get. Now, another thing that I want to mention, and this is something that I didn't actually notice at first when I was studying before getting this one, that is that you can't connect an external microphone to this camera. There's just no way. You can't do it. The good news is, however, that the audio quality is remarkably good. But if you want to get this camera to do a lot of vlogging, imagine if you're having a situation when you want to film and it's windy outside. Normally you would get a lavalier mic with a dead cat muff on, but with this one, obviously you just can't do it. And so that is a bit sad, I think. Something else that you should be aware about is that you can't replace the batteries on this thing. But then again, most things today, you can't replace the battery. Like, have you noticed it? Really, it's only full-frame cameras and all basically DSLR and mirrorless cameras that have replaceable batteries. But when it comes to smartphones and action cameras, actually, that's not true. You can't actually replace batteries on even the GoPro Hero camera and the Ace Pro and the Osmo Action 4. But on this one, you can't do it. So it's important to understand that before you get it. Still, I think that by the time your battery starts to degrade, I think it's probably a good time to get a new one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the camera that you're going to be expected to use for the next 30 years or so. So that is not a big concern. Now, you can't use this thing separately, the camera itself, without the case, but there is no way to charge this thing. And that is something that is very important to understand. So one way or the other, even if you don't want to use the case, this is the only thing that will actually charge this thing. So you need to be aware of that. There is no other accessory that will charge it for you, just so you know it. You really do need to have the case. And another thing that you need to know about the case and the camera here is this. And this is very important, so pay attention. This is 100% waterproofed. This is not. The case is not waterproof. It is water resistant, meaning it will take a few splashes of water when it rains and stuff like that, but you should not put this in the ocean or anything like that. This one, you can. So that is the difference. Now, if you do want to put this underwater, you can get yourself a water case for the whole thing. And those are actually very good. I often use those sorts of things because even if cameras are water resistant, they are not salt resistant. So if you're swimming in the ocean and it's salty, some of the salt could get stuck in certain areas of your camera and it's just a mess to clean it up. So I always recommend that you get a water case when you're recording underwater with a camera like this. Anyway, those are just some thoughts that I thought you should know about the Insta360 Go 3. Oh, and by the way, you cannot get a memory card to increase your storage or change your storage. It is built in. So from start, you need to choose if you want 32 gigs, 64 gigs, or 128. I got the 128, but 32 is more than sufficient for most people. And if you're a bit unsure, get the 64 gigabyte version. I think 128 is overkill, but I always go for the biggest storage. That's something that I just do. Okay, that's all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed this one, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.